Good morning. Alright, we're off to the races with another upcycle. This one will probably be for this winter because the fabric is a little thicker. It is 100% cotton, which is wonderful, and it's a little bit more structured. Though it was found in a secondhand store, nobody had worn it before, so when we washed it, it was the first time being washed. There's no stains, no snags, no nothing, so it's a great starter. Some of the pros, obviously, are the length. The pattern, when they made these, the pattern is super simple. I mean, you have a full skirt with pockets. Let's see if I can show you those. Where are the pockets? Well, the pockets are there. Button down front, which is not everybody's favorite, but in our case, it really helps because we can always seal those up and then put a zipper on the back if we really want to, so it look like faux buttons. But they have these great little designs, scallops around the neck. We might keep those, we might not. One major thing about this simple pattern, the armholes, the seam instead of the seam is just like here. I'll have to turn it inside out to show you, but it's such a simple seam that if you need to adjust it for somebody with a smaller arm, you can easily do that by just a straight stitch. And it's a stretchy fabric, 100% cotton, but it has some stretch in it the way it's knit. And so both back and front bodices are the same cut. So if you need to do a turnaround dress like I usually do because the neck's too low, the fabric is still going to stretch the way you need it to. This one I don't think we're going to be doing a turnaround dress. We'll have to see, because again, I don't know if I'm going to keep the scalloped top. This one I'm probably going to make for myself because it is a vintage size 14, and usually that's about a modern 10 to 12 depending on the cut. The fabrics, can't say we're necessarily better quality, but they are thicker and more weighty, so you can take them apart and put them back together easier, these specific kinds of fabrics. I probably will let out the hem because it's got a great hem, but it's really bulky and sometimes that'll date the outfit. I always wash them before I cut into them to see how the fabric and the dye will sustain a washing. This one, just like the typical printed cottons of the time, they're only printed on one side of the fabric. They're not a woven pattern, so with wash and wear, you'll start to see the ends and stuff like that fade. So where this is such a great color and everything now, just give it a little time and it won't look so great. So when you're choosing your fabrics, maybe find something that's a lighter printed on pattern so that it looks newer longer. You can always re-dye it, but it's not going to look the same. Also, one key thing is when you first get an item, make sure you wash it, not just because somebody might have worn it, because especially if it's a new vintage, this will happen. Yeah, uneven hem. So before you even cut into it, make sure you double check and see where the fabric's actually going to lie, because then you can make your adjustments. Wash, dry, whatever the instructions say. Usually with these kind of cottons, I like to wash and dry them because then I know where the final fabric's going to lay. But definitely check the instructions if they're there. This is also a way to tell if the garment has been used or not. If it has an uneven hem, typically I have not found a lot of vintage where the hem is uneven. So for me, it tells me that it probably, if it's uneven, has been washed, or at least worn and washed once. Alrighty, I'll see you guys next time.